will be recorded. I'd like to welcome any members of the public and press to today's meeting. Could I kindly ask that you observe the meeting only, as you are not allowed to speak or participate? Could I also ask you to ensure that the phones are switched to silent for the duration of the meeting? In addition, I refer you to the protocols for remote meetings, which have been previously highlighted in the scrutiny committee. I'd like to take a roll call, and at the same time, Jane, if you could ask for colleagues if they got any declarations of interest.
Thank you, Chair. I'll mark you as present. Chair, any declarations of interest?
No, none, Jane.
Councillor Leanne Jones.
Present, Jane, and a declaration of interest. I've got an application on the Members Fund.
Thank you. So you be leaving at that item, Councillor Jones?
I will, yes, Jane.
Thank you. Councillor Carl Clement Williams.
Yes, I'm here, Jane, and I don't have any declarations.
Thank you. Councillor Doreen Jones.
I'm here, Jane, and I don't have any declarations.
Councillor Alan Lockyer.
Here, Jane, and I do have a declaration of interest on item agenda 8.
It's Members Fund, isn't it, Councillor Lockyer?
Sorry, yes, Jane, it's Members Fund. Yeah.
Councillor Harvey.
Hi, Jane, I'm here, and I got a declaration under the Members Fund as well. Thank you, and I will be leaving.
Thank you. Councillor Peter Rees.
Yeah, I'm here, Jane, and I don't have any declarations.
Councillor Richards, Peter Richards.
Present, no declarations, Jane.
Councillor Wingrave, apologies. Councillor Rahman.
I'm present, Jane, and I do have a declaration of interest on agenda item 8. There's an application for Members Fund from Talbot Ward.
There we are. So you will be leaving at that item, Councillor Rahman.
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Councillor Freegard.
Present, Jane, and I've got a declaration of interest in agenda 8.
There we are. Thank you. If I go on to officers now, Karen Jones.
Yes, I'm here, Jane.
Nicola Pierce.
I'm here, Jane.
Andrew Thomas.
Here, Jane.
Andrew Jarrett.
Yeah, I'm present, Jane.
Craig Griffiths.
Present, Jane.
Hugh Jones.
Yeah, I'm present, Jane.
Simon Brennan.
Present, Jane.
Karen Furlow.
Present, Jane.
Mike Shaw.
Yes, present, Jane. Thank you.
Alison Thomas.
Present, Jane.
Is there anybody else who's participating in the meeting who I have not called out?
Jane, Chris Owens present as well.
Oh, sorry, Chris. Thank you. There we are, Chair. The roll call has been completed.
Okay, thanks, Jane. Agenda item 3 is Chair's announcements. I don't have any announcements today. Agenda item 4, declarations of interests. We've just gone through that. Agenda item 5, minutes of the previous meeting. I refer colleagues to the minutes held on the 12th of January, the 1st, 9th and 28th of February on pages 3 to 26 of the agenda pack. Before I move for confirmation of the accuracy, are there any comments on the accuracy of the minutes, please? Don't see any indications. Okay, so if you do not indicate to the contrary by raising an electronic hand, I will assume that everybody's happy with the accuracy of the minutes.
There are no indications to the contrary, Chair, so the minutes have been approved.
Okay, thanks, Jane. Agenda item 6 then, Neath Talbot Waste Management Limited, pages 27 to 40 in the pack, and it's here for decision. Who's going to take us through this, Nick, is it?
I can take you through the report, Chair, but there are no additional comments to make over and above those that are highlighted in the report. So I don't know if any members got specific questions, and if so, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay, thanks for that, Nick. Any questions from colleagues on this? No?
I can see no indications, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'll refer members to recommendations on pages 34 and 35, along with appendices A and B, one of which is the integrated impact assessment. I'll move, if I could have a seconder, please.
I second, Chair.
Thank you. Are we all happy with that?
I can see no indication to the contrary, Chair, so that item has been approved.
Okay, thanks, Jane. Moving on then, agenda item 7, proposed service model for Civic Centre customer services and cash desks, 41 to 52 within our pack. Chris or Hugh, anything to add?
Nothing to add, Chair, other than the requested scrutiny to review the model within 6 months, which will add to the recommendations. Okay,
thanks for that, Chris. Hugh?
Yeah, just to comment, Chair, that obviously taking on board the observations in the scrutiny committee that the one-stop shop, the customer services staff will monitor the potential impact of the cash desks being closed. And obviously this isn't a final decision, so we will review it, as Chris has said, and if the demand is there, then we will consider reopening the cash desks. It's just the fact that they've not been there, not been open for 2 years. People will have found different ways of going about their business and paying, so we will just monitor the impact, Chair, and make a further recommendation to Cabinet once the new administration's in place.
Okay, thanks for that, Hugh. Carol, you indicated?
Thanks, Leader. Yeah, I think we were kind of overtaken by events on this one with COVID. We'd talked about possibly closing the cash desks before, because there's a small minority of people that were using it. I don't see a problem, I suppose, with a review, but what kind of form that takes, I'm not really sure. We can monitor how many people come in and ask to use the cash desks. However, most of them have, well, they've all found alternative ways, so many more now online, and they can always go into the post office if it's for a face-to-face kind of consultation. Personally, I don't see why we would move backwards on this, because it's going to cost us more money to claim the money in the Civic Centre when they can go across the road to the post office. So I don't have a problem with looking at it again after the new administration comes in, but it's worked for 2 years, and I'm with him. I really don't understand why we would need it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for that. Peter Rees?
You're on mute, Councillor Rees.
Thanks, sorry, Jane. I agree entirely with what Carol has said, quite frankly. And I notice in the report that the revenue that's come in from rent collection and so on hasn't been affected. And, you know, really, we did discuss previously, Chair, about the viability of the cash desks anyway. And I totally agree with what Carol is saying.
Thanks, Peter. Carol, do you want to come back?
Yeah, just to say that we've been first, is it for the last couple of years, Hugh, on collection rates? We beat our target every year with 98% with COVID.
That's right.
So even when COVID first hit, people found a way to pay. So yes, you're right, Peter. Our collection rate it's been in the top 3 for the last 5 years, I believe. They do a marvellous job. So the COVID didn't stop anyone paying, and it's worked for 2 years. Thanks.
Okay, I don't see any other indications. So are we saying then that we agree with the recommendation has come from Cabinet scrutiny, or do we go with the recommendation as it's written on page 46 within the report?
I personally don't see a problem with looking at it again, but I mean, a full-blown review, I'm not really sure that that's needed. If we keep an eye on it, and then if we need to, or the next administration might decide to open them up straight away, we just don't know, do we? So yeah, I mean, we'll be keeping an eye on it anyway, wouldn't we, to see if it's successful. So I don't have a problem with saying we'll review it. It just depends.
So
on
we'll go with the amendment that came from Cabinet scrutiny then.
Yeah, go.
Chair, if I could suggest that you vote on that, and if that then is successful, that would be the decision that you've taken.
So could you read out the recommendation with the amendment then, Jane, please?
Well, what they're asking for is on page 46 of the agenda pack. They want to propose that a review is undertaken within 6 months of the commencement of the decision. So it started in April, so 6 months from April, a review would be taking place. So
Okay.
that's what you're adding to the recommendations. So if you
Colleagues
have a
happy with that?
well, if you have a proposer and a seconder, and then put it to the vote, and then if that's successful, that's what you would go with.
Well, I'm happy to move that then.
I second,
I
Chair.
second, Leader.
Thank you. Okay, are we all happy then?
There we are, Chair. There's no indications to the contrary. So that has been approved with the proposal from the scrutiny committee held previous to this meeting.
Okay, thank you, Jane. Okay, I'll move on to agenda item 8, which is the Members Community Fund. It's already been indicated that Councillors Harvey, Lockyer and Leanne Jones will leave the meeting. It was my intention to do this in one hit.
Yes.
Am I code it, or will I have to have
You are. No, you are still quoted with those members leaving the meeting, Chair.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so could I ask Mike Allen and Leanne to leave the meeting then, please?
I confirm now when they've left, and Councillor Rahman and Councillor Friga will have to leave as well.
Thank you.
So I'm just confirming. Chair, I can confirm, yes, they have left.
Peter, you're indicating? What is our legacy hand?
I'll come in afterwards, Chair.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so report here is on pages 53 to 166. I know that I think Paul has given apologies, so I don't know if there's anything that any officer wants to add. Oh, Paul is here, sorry. Paul, anything you want to add?
Well, apologies for the length of the report, really, but we went through a sort of a mopping up episode, and I think I can report very quickly that 97% of the members' community fund has been allocated, which is a very good outturn, I think. Leader, we weren't able to match fund to the same extent this time round because we had a condensed time scale, but having said that, the members' money has still been able to attract 42% match funding. And if you were minded to agree all 45 proposals today, that would make a total investment of £1,073,323 from the investment of the members' money. Just very, very briefly, I think our play areas have been one of the major benefactors from the investment, with 20 separate projects being supported. Sport has also done very well, as have defibrillators. We've done our share of investment in arts, culture, community centre settings, and improving the public realm. For me, it's been quite a hectic 8-9 months. But we've generated now 100 projects, and as I say, 97% of the money fully allocated if you're minded to sanction these 45 today. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Peter, do you want to come in?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. That's good news, Paul, at 97%. What I'm concerned about is that 3% haven't put funds in, and I notice that money now, I take it, is now lost to the community, and certainly my own community. I notice that the member, my fellow member, has not spent something like £7,000. So I just wondered, is there any way that I can retrieve that money?
Could I come in on that, Leader? Yeah.
I think it's better you come in than me, Paul.
Yes, Councillor Rees, you've identified, should we say, one of the offenders or one of the naughty boys. Try as I may, I do coax, cajole, try and get all this money invested because it's got to be out there working in the community. But no, the money that's not committed now will go back to reserve. Those were always the rules from day one. We launched this on the 1st of July 2021. We've had 9 months to develop proposals. the more convoluted proposals take longer to deliver. But I have repeatedly badgered councillors who I felt might miss the opportunity, and some who will remain unnamed have been, well, silent on the matter, you know. And yes, 3% will go back, but it's not for the one to try in. The old adage, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, you know.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Carol?
Thank you, Leader. Yeah, just to pick up on what Peter has just said, I think that it's, you know, £10,000 available to every councillor, to not bother even to.
Can I, Carol, I think I need to be careful here. We are to agree this, and I'm really not to comment on people who haven't. I mean, that's up to the individual councillor that hasn't paid his or taken advantage of what's in front of him. I think what we are here for is to approve what's in front of us.
I understand it, but it was mine and the previous leader's initiative, and I was just saying that it's disappointing that members haven't spent the fund. Right. I just wanted to say thank you to Paul and all the team for all the work that they've put into it and made this such a successful project for us. And I think it's hats off to everyone involved. Thanks.
Okay, thanks very much.
I only raised it, Chair, because I was just wondering, trying to force Paul to see if I could commandeer some of that money.
Just to cap off that one, Councillor Rees, if that money had been made available to you when you did Mount Pleasant play area, we could be looking at a £20,000 investment rather than a 13, but you know the background of that.
Okay. Okay, right. So go back to what's in front of us then. I'll take the recommendations on block, which are on pages 61 to 64. They detailed in the appendices, and also considering the integrated impact assessment, which is on appendix 1 of the agenda pack. So I'll move. If I could have somebody to second, please.
I'll second, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Doreen. Okay.
I can see no indications to the contrary, Chair, so that recommendation has been approved. Okay, before I move on, Paul, can I just echo what Carol said and offer my thanks as well. I know you were up against it, and of course you were short-handed through circumstances that were nothing at all to do with you. No, but yeah, very well done, Paul, and on behalf of everybody that's benefited out of this, can I just give you a tremendous thank you. Thanks, Paul.
Right. Councillor Clement Williams said thanks to the team. There's no I in team. On this occasion, there's no team, so there is an I in team. It was me, myself, and I. So.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Have we got colleagues back in now, Jane?
All back in now, Chair, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'll move on quickly then to agenda item 9, which is the Q3 Cabinet Key Performance Indicators. Pages 167 to 200 is here for monitoring. Anything to add from officers?
No, Chair, nothing to add to the detail that's already set out in the report.
Thanks, Karen. Thank you very much. Any questions from colleagues? Don't see any, so that's for noting. No decision is required. Agenda item 10, revenue grant funding 21/22. This is an update on late notifications that have been received. 201 to 204 within the pack. Hugh, anything you want to add?
Just that it's for information only, Chair, just to make you aware of some significant amounts of money for grant funding that we've received very late from the Welsh Government, just to keep Cabinet up to date, really, Chair. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions from colleagues? Don't see any. Again, no decision is required on that one. Item 11 is urgency action update report, pages 205 to 208. Again, this is for information. Anything to add to this from any officers?
No, Chair, this one is just for information.
Okay, any questions from colleagues? Okay, so we note that one. Thank you very much. Agenda item 12 is urgent items. I don't have any urgent items today. Agenda item 13 is access to meeting. Next item is in private, so we need to go into private session. I'll propose, if I could have a seconder, please.
I second, Leader.
You.
Right, I'll just stop the recording, Chair, and I'll confirm when